Good night, my angel, time to close your eyes and save these questions for another day.
You are seeing an edited version of a first reading of the play, So Far From Shore, performed at the Very Little Theater on January 14th, 2007. The full play is in 2 acts and runs about 2.5 hours. We have attempted here to present several scenes and parts of scenes that reflect the essence of the play about a young film director who was sexually abused as a child and is re-exhibiting, as an adult, many of the after effects of molestation. This is our first opportunity to see just how deeply MJ, Michael J. Maynard, is traumatized by his childhood sexual abuse as he describes his inability to become intimate with a woman.
My name is Sidney Stone. I am Michael's psychiatrist. Michael Jason Maynard. MJ.
The first time I slept with a girl?
Yes. What happened?
She wore a short slip, sheer and clingy. I was at once excited and terrified by her. And I started thinking about him.
Him? Who?
Tom, my foster grandfather. Laying in bed next to her, I smelled her. Smelled her sex, and felt his arms holding me, and his smell when he rubbed himself against me. She moved closer to me, and my body was hot, but I couldn't get hard. My God, I couldn't even bring myself to touch her. And when I did, I felt his rough skin underneath me. What's more, I wouldn't let her touch me. I wanted her to, but I recoiled when she reached for me. She was very upset, of course. She tried to be kind and said it was okay, but it wasn't. It was, oh God, it was horrible.
This scene, which ends the first act, shows the terrible frustration MJ faces in his attempt to explain his feelings to those who love him, but do not understand the long-term effects that childhood sexual abuse continues to have on its victims.
Jessica.
Bill is a drunk like my father, and Jessica a depressive married to an alcoholic like my mother? What have you done, Grandpa?
What are you talking about? I haven't done anything. I picked a cast I thought would be best for this film.
I don't know how you could think this could work. I'm just disgusted with you playing God. I am disgusted
And what game are you playing, MJ? Playing victim so you can blame your miserable behavior on being sexually molested when you were, what, 6? Come on, MJ, enough.
Grandpa,
Stop it.
I am the unfortunate victim of my past, and you dare not judge me for what I do today. Well, you better start taking responsibility for what you do today. You have the fate of a great film in your hands and the careers of some good people here.
Please stop it, Grandpa. You don't know what...
I know exactly what I'm talking about. Why didn't you tell someone about it? For God's sake, I can't understand why you didn't tell someone. Tell me, someone, about that old man touching you, doing those disgusting things to you. Didn't he do that to you for months, for more than 6 months, and you never said anything?
You need to stop now, Hal.
At age 6, you were not an adolescent. I'm sure you didn't get aroused, did you? But you kept letting him. Maybe if you told me as soon as it happened, MJ, I could have pulled you out of there, and maybe you wouldn't have been there to be raped, and maybe you wouldn't be having all these problems, these goddamn problems.
Maybe, Grandpa. Maybe.
Dr. Stone tries to help Hal understand the nature of childhood sexual abuse and its after effects that some of its victims suffer long into adulthood.
I must be stupid. I can't understand why he didn't tell someone. He was molested for so long and he never said anything, but maybe he wouldn't be having this trouble if he'd spoken up.
I want to impress upon you, Mr. Maynard, that children are never to be blamed for being sexually abused.
But he didn't even...
Blaming the child, the victim, rather than the adult perpetrator is not okay.
Dr. Stone...
It's never okay.
Of course, Dr. Stone.
In this scene, MJ, for the first time in a public manner, talks about his abuse. He is also much affected by hearing others who have experienced extreme trauma in their lives and are willing to share their pain. He becomes overwhelmed with his own grief and experiences a break with reality.
Okay, I'll tell you what's going on with me. I'll tell you all. I'm almost 25 years old. I have never been intimate with a woman. I don't really know what intimacy is. Pretty pathetic, huh? Let me tell you what happens when I'm with a woman. I mean lying naked next to her.
MJ.
No, Grandpa, please. I start feeling anxious. I get flashbacks of my abuse. I'm not the man like you, Bill. I've lost my manhood. I masturbate daily, sometimes 3-4 times a day. I have these nightmares, even now.
I understand, Michael, that you were terribly mistreated when you were...
Terribly mistreated? You don't understand a thing, Bill. When I was a kid, I used to cut different parts of my body with a razor blade. My forearms, my legs, my thighs. Not too deep, but just enough to break the skin and feel that pain. So I could be sure that my body was part of the rest of me. And my dad once told me that drinking helped him forget the rest of him. Is that the way you feel when you drink, Bill? Does the booze help you cope with your demons? Jessica, do you ever feel like you've been victimized? Why is this all happening to me? I've tried to be a good person. I don't deserve to be punished like this. You know, when I was a kid, I used to pray incessantly. I was so afraid of being punished. I used to plead, please God, forgive me for my sins, please God. Over and over and over again. Like it was my fault I was abused. That I did something terribly wrong. Unforgivable. You know, I lie. I steal things. You know that brooch I gave to you on your birthday, Catherine? Shoplifted.
MJ, please.
I don't trust. I don't trust you, Grandpa, or anyone. I certainly don't trust myself. I don't know what love is. I loved Grandpa Tom, and I thought what he did to me was an expression of love. His love for me. I'm afraid to love you and Catherine. I won't let another person I love leave me like my mother and father did. I couldn't deal with another loss. I hate myself, and I hate all of you. I feel dirty, confused, empty. I don't know what I'm feeling, and these feelings, they all get mixed up inside me, and I can't tell one from the other. I'm so ashamed. Forgive me.
This is the playwright Martin Cohen. I wanted to thank you for watching and to remind you that, unfortunately, here in America, a person is sexually molested every 2.5 minutes. If you have production interest in this important and timely subject, you can obtain a script of the play by contacting me at my email address or by telephone. I firmly believe we can create social change through the power of theater. Thank you again for your time and attention. I look forward to your response.
Good night, my angel, time to close your eyes and save these questions for another day.